Hello and welcome back. Today's episode and our future episodes, I'm going to do a series, will include the CEO Executive Series. If you are growing your business, you're into business, this content is just for you. So stick around if you would like to read with me as I go through some of my blogs. I'm going to share my screen with you. And as a bonus, if we have time, I would love to go through some of the AI tools of 2026 and to chat about how best your business will find the relevant tools for your next level. I'm Annie Cluas. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more relevant content now for 2026 and for a successful future. All right, so let's see what's going on at mygreenbalance.com. The new global CEO edge, strong body, clear mind, faster decisions, and better market moves. I was trying to decide what blog to focus on today with you because I've written a few pieces and I love all of them for the series. So performance under pressure is also looking really good here. How CEOs can stay sharp through inflation, supply chain stress, and market volatility. I was browsing through here, boardroom to body metrics, a modern CEO's guide to energy, discipline, and growth. I love all of it. I would like this chat to not go over an hour because it could, I get so caught up in it. It's such good information. We also have the global sales athlete, stuff to look forward to while health, discipline, and recovery matter now in every region. And trade is changing, so leaders must also evolve. Why wellness is now a boardroom performance metric. And the CEO of 2026, why health is the new competitive advantage in global sales. Leading across continents, fitness, focus, and resilience for CEOs navigating economic uncertainty. Lots of good stuff here. All right, so I think what topic I will choose today will be this one. The global CEO edge. Okay, so the global CEO is no longer competing in a calm, predictable business environment. The market is faster. The customer is more informed. Supply chains are more exposed. Trade routes are shifting. And economic pressure keeps arriving from new directions. Growth still exists, but it does not come wrapped in comfort. It comes through volatility, inflation, pressure, geopolitical tension, energy shocks, technology disruption, and customers who expect leadership to respond with speed and precision. That's why the new CEO edge is no longer just capital, strategy, or market access. Those still matter, but they're not enough. The new edge is the leader's ability to carry the pressure and not lose clarity in the process. So a strong body, a clear mind, faster decisions, and better market moves are no longer separate from business performance. They are part of the same competitive system. The IMF global growth at 3.1% in 2026 and 3.2% in 2027. This is what is projected for the future, while noting that global headline inflation is expected to rise modestly in 2026 before resuming its decline in 2027. That creates a business climate where CEOs must pursue growth while still managing inflation, cost pressure, and uncertainty. In that kind of environment, the CEO who is physically depleted is strategically exposed. That can still attend the meeting, read the report, speak with authority, but decision quality is under pressure. Fatigue makes everything heavier. Stress makes everything louder. Poor sleep makes everything slower. Poor health turns normal business complexity into personal overload. The CEO's body becomes part of the business equation, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. A strong body does not mean a perfect body. It does not mean the CEO has to perform fitness for public approval. It means the leader has enough physical capacity to travel, think, negotiate, recover, listen, and lead across pressure. It means the body can support the job instead of quietly fighting against it. It means the CEO is not building a global strategy on a foundation of exhaustion, inflammation, and poor sleep, weak stamina, and chronic stress. This matters because global leadership is physical. Long flights are physical. High pressure negotiations are physical. Back-to-back meetings are physical. Late night calls across time zones are physical. Standing in front of investors, customers, regulators, and employees require more than a good slide deck. It requires energy. It requires presence. It requires the kind of stamina that lets a leader remain sharp when everyone else is running on fumes. The World Health Organization reported that nearly 1/3 of adults worldwide, that's about 1.8 billion people, did not meet physical recommended activity levels in 2022. The WHO also links insufficient physical activity with higher risk of major non-communicable diseases, including heart disease, stroke, cancer, and diabetes. For executives, this is not just a health statistic. This is a leadership warning. A CEO who moves regularly is not simply working out. They are maintaining the operating system that carries judgment, stress tolerance, circulation, posture, confidence, and mental sharpness. Movement helps the leader process pressure instead of storing it. Strength training, walking, stretching, mobility work, these are all consistent aerobic activity that create a stronger physical platform for leadership. The strongest CEOs understand the body is not outside the boardroom. The body walks into the boardroom with them. A clear mind, second advantage, modern CEO faces too much information and not enough clarity. Every day brings dashboards, economic updates, customer signals, sales reports, AI outputs, supply risks, pricing questions, employee issues, and what are the competitors doing? The problem no longer is access to information. The problem is deciding what actually deserves attention, because not many things do deserve attention. But to be able to decipher what actually deserves attention makes a whirlwind of a difference. And that is the CEO edge that you get with having clarity. The World Economic Forum's 2026 Global Risks Report identifies geo-economic confrontation as the most severe risk over the next 2 years, showing that business leadership is now deeply affected by political tension, trade conflict, and strategic competition between countries. A clear-minded CEO does not let every headline hijack the company. They know the difference between noise and material risk. They know which issues threaten cash, customers, margin, supply, reputation, or market success access. They do not create a new strategy every time a cycle shifts. No, they interpret the market with discipline, Then they translate it into an interpretation that moves into a direction that the organization can actually use. A clear-minded CEO is one of your goals. If you don't have that written down, write it down today. This is where health and strategy meet. Poor sleep, poor food, dehydration, inactivity, chronic stress do not only affect the body, they affect attention, they affect patience, they affect memory, they affect emotional regulation, they affect the CEO's ability to separate urgency from importance. A cloudy mind can make an expensive decision look reasonable. A clear mind can see the hidden risk before the invoice arrives. Faster decisions are the third advantage. In a volatile global market, speed matters. But speed without clarity becomes reckless. The CEO's job is not to move fast for performance theater. The job is to move at the right speed with the right information, the right judgment, and the right alignment. The best CEOs reduce decision drag without turning the company into chaos. Decision drag happens when leaders are overloaded, unclear, or afraid to commit. Teams wait, customers wait, suppliers wait, opportunities weaken, competitors move. A slow CEO can make a fast company feel trapped. A sharp CEO creates a decision rhythm. They know what can be delegated, what requires executive judgment, what needs more evidence, and what deserves immediate action. McKinsey's 2026 analysis of geopolitical volatility argues that trade flows are shifting rather than simply stopping, and that CEOs who wait for uncertainty to clear risk falling behind peers that seize new opportunities in emerging markets and corridors. And that's exactly why speed matters. Waiting for perfect certainty is no longer a strategy. The fastest CEO does not guess, they prepare. They build dashboards that show what matters. They have the data, they have tracking, they have data points, graphs, charts, information. This allows clear decision making. They create escalation rules. They clarify decision rights. They train executive team to bring options, not confusion. They use AI and analytics to reduce information waste, not create more digital noise. Then, when the movement arrives, they decide with more confidence because the system has already been built for movement. Better market moves, fourth advantage. The market does not reward leaders who just observe change. It rewards leaders who can turn change into strategic positioning. A tariff change can become a pricing disaster on a sourcing advantage. A supply disruption can become a customer crisis or a chance to prove reliability. A competitor's weakness can become a growth opening. A regional shift can become a new route to market. The difference is leadership quality. Better market moves come from pattern recognition. When you look at patterns, you can see a cycle of events that happen time and time again. The more you recognize patterns, you have the data, the clearer you can make decisions that align with the success that you have in your targets. The CEO must see how inflation affects buying behavior, how supply stress affects customer confidence, how energy costs affect margins, how AI affects speed, and how regionalized trade changes where value can be created. They must read the commercial map before it's obvious to everyone else. The new global CEO edge is also emotional. Customers need trust, suppliers need clarity, investors need discipline. CEO's emotional state is deeply impactful. When the CEO is calm, focused, direct, the organization becomes much easier to lead. And that emotional steadiness is not accidental, it's trained through habits. A strong body gives the CEO stamina. A clear mind gives the CEO perspective. Faster decisions give the company momentum. And together, they create a leadership model built for the reality of 2026. This is not the old model of executive toughness, the old model of glorified exhaustion. No, it is rewarded to the person who answered those emails at midnight, skipped a few meals, flew constantly, ignored stress, treated burnout like proof of importance. That model is outdated. It produces leaders who look busy but operate below capacity. The new model is sharper. It says the CEO is not a machine. The CEO is a high-value decision system. That system needs maintenance, protection, discipline, and recovery. The leader who ignores their body eventually pays through slower thinking, weaker emotional control, poorer health, and reduced stamina. The leader who protects their body protects the business from leadership decay. The future belongs to CEOs who can combine this market intelligence with physical and mental readiness through habit training. Understanding the economy, but also understanding energy. A strong body keeps a CEO in the game. A clear mind sees what the market is really saying. Faster decisions keep the company from drifting and being distracted. Better market moves turn pressure into paid opportunity. That's the advantage, not louder leadership, not busier leadership, not the performance of toughness. Real advantage belongs to the CEO who can carry complexity without losing clarity, move fast without becoming reckless, and lead through uncertainty with enough focus and energy to make the right move before the market even fully reveals itself. If you love this, like, share, and subscribe. And what I will do is I'll do another quick segment where we will look into this. I want to chat about this. So stay tuned for the next part of the CEO Executive Series. I'm really enjoying spending this time with you. Thank you so much for sharing your time, space, and energy with me. And okay, see you soon.